students, this is your new book, Living English, and according to your syllabus, this is your first chapter, the class play. We will discuss about this story. The children are excited. Today they are going to class about their class play. All the students in the class were very excited because they all were talking about the class play to their teacher. Okay, now you see the children, their teachers present in the class and said, well, children, what do you think we should put up for our class play this year? Should we do a fairy tale or an animal story? This is the story play Superman, Batman, Climb Over Walls, Iron Man, and Aladdin. And the character of this story, teacher, children, Renu's father and her mother, and her cousin sister Alka Dede. Okay, now you see and try to understand the meaning of this story. Okay, that is the play. And the teacher said, after that, a student replied, how about Superman, ma'am? I think we all played about the Superman. Why not Batman? Another student said, why not Batman? How will anyone fly in the wall or climbs over the wall? That means another students in the class and said, ma'am, I think we will perform about fly in the hall or climb over the walls, this type of performance in the class play. The children discuss different ideas in the class. All the children discuss about different ideas in front of their teachers. How about Aladdin? Another student said in the class, how about Aladdin? Why not Iron Man? Why don't you all read some stories at home and we will talk about it tomorrow? The teacher said to all the students, you create new stories about your opinion, werewolves, Iron Man, Superman, Batman, Aladdin, etc. So on. You just create a new story about that and we will discuss about this in the next class, that means tomorrow. Okay? Now you see in the next page, Renu borrowed some books from the library to read at home. That means Renu took a book from your school library and to read at home. Aladdin, Superman, I don't want to do any of these. What's the matter, Renu? Why are you upset? When Renu was reading that book, her father asked her, Renu, what is the matter? Why are you upset? Then Renu replied to her father and said, Papa, I'm looking for a story for our class play. But this story show only boys as strong and brave. I'm looking for the story for our class play. But in this book, the story describes only the boys are strong and good, not for girls. I don't think that's fair. Girls are equally strong and brave. And after that, Renu said to her father, Papa, I think girls are equally strong and brave in the comparison of boys. Renu's mother entered the room. When Renu was talking to her father, then her mother entered the room and said, what are you two talking about? Mama, I am looking for a story for our class play. Renu replied to her mother, Mama, I am looking for a story for our class play, but most stories show girls to be weak. Among this story, most stories describes the girls are weak in the comparison of boy. You were right. Women can do whatever they want to. You know that I'm a lawyer and your grandma is doctor. You were right, but listen to me and you see in your family, your mother is a doctor and your grandmother is a lawyer. And so, what shall I do? Where can I find a story for our play? Then Renu asked to her mother, Mama, what can I do? Where can I find this type of a story that I play in the class? Renu's parents look at each other and smile. Renu's mother and her father looked at each other and smiled for a moment. And after that, they said, Renu's, you can write your own story, Renu. Her parents said to Renu, I think you can write your own story. You know, which type of a story? But I don't know how to write a story. I never written one. Renu said, Mama, but I can't write any story because I don't try to write this type of a story before. We will help you, but you have to think about what you want to say. Her parents said, Listen, we will help you to write your story, but you think about which type of play that you want to perform in your class play. You think deeply. First of all, you decide which type of acting that you perform in your class play. Well, I want to write a story in which boys and girls face difficulties together and are equally brave and smart. Her mother said, I want to write a story in which girls and boys they both face difficulties and they both face difficulties to each other and they both equally brave and smart. Now you see in the next page, watch about difficulties. Renu and her parents discuss different ideas for the story. Renu and her parents, they both discuss different ideas for the story. Finally, they hit upon a good one. At last, they went for a moment and that they write stories about Renu's. The next day in school, the teacher asked the children for their ideas. Next day, when Renu reached the school and entered the class, her teacher asked her, Okay, children, let us have your ideas about stories. A teacher wants to know which type of idea, which type of a story that was created by their children. I still think we should do a play on Superman. The one students in the class stand up and said, Ma'am, I want to play on Superman. He is strong and brave and can fly. Superman, and you see on your television, Superman, the nature of Superman that was brave and courageous and can fly one building, two building, four building, and so on. How can human being fly? We should enact a story on real people in real situation. That Renu said, how can human being fly? First of all, how can human being fly? We will try to enact a story on real people in a real situation. We will try to perform a real people on a real situation. How did they face this type of difficulties? How did they come out of to face these difficulties and get out of this? The children discuss different stories. Then Renu shares her ideas. When all the children discussed on different stories, then Renu shares her own ideas and said, when her teacher asked, do you have a story? When her teachers asked Renu, do you have a story? Then Renu said, or Renu replied, I think we should do a play in which boys and girls face a real situation with courage and smart thinking. Ma'am, I think I have stories in which boys and girls face a real situation or a real condition and they both come out these difficulties with very courageous, very boldly. I do have a plot for the story. We can write the play together. Renu narrates a story about her cousin Alka and her friends who are stranded on a camping trip due to a storm. Renu said their stories among the children and explained, or she said, I have a story, and my story is, in my story, my cousin sister Alka, Chidi, and her friends, they both trapped in a storm during on their camping trip. Alka Didi is on the trek with her college friends. Is on trek. Trek that means to move on or go slow. On in a distance, it is raining heavily. It gets dark when Alka Devi and her friends walk on. That's time rain heavily and it gets dark. That means they are worried and don't know how to reach the camp. When the heavy raining, they both trap on the way and they think about how did they reach on their camp. So what do they do? Then her teacher asked to Renu, Renu, what after that? What do they do when they trapped in the raining outside their camp? The path is muddy and slippery due to rain. Renu explained. The path or the way is muddy and slippery. The path is not able to move or go or walk. It gets difficult to walk, so they hold hands and walk together. They hold hands, they join hand to each other and walk on or move on. Soon they reach a police station. After that, they both reach the police station. They wait there till it stops raining, and that place so they stay for sometimes and wait for the stop raining. After that, in the next page, we will see everyone seems to like the story. The story that was created by Renu. All the students like the stories very much. Also, the teachers like. It sounds interesting. And of course, this is just an outline. We will have to work on it. Their teacher said, appraised to Renu and said, this is interesting story. We will try to write the story and play in your class play. Okay, we can write the play together. And we like this story. Let us write the play. All the children and the teachers said we like this story and we will try to play in your class play and acting on it. Okay, class? So this is your story chapter 1 class play, story play and the character in this story. This is your word meaning. Let's try to this and next in your next chapter we will see and try to understand on next page. Okay class, thank you. Bye bye.